Yeah, we're back.
Yo, welcome to another night of Island Boys football talk. We got Simon in the house, the Niner gang. We got Kid Jizzle in the house, Fly Eagles Fly, and we got Street in the house, the keep pounding guy. All right, so tonight we got a review of the fourth round of the playoffs, the wild card round. Unfortunately, the Eagles they didn't move on to the next round, but Simon did. He moved on to the next round. So
You can bet.
we're gonna hear from C Money later on in the show about the preview for the Packers and Niners since they play Saturday night. But what you guys thought about the week?
Why this guy got a battle here?
I don't know. I just
I
I
was
just
finishing it.
I just ain't looking at him. I ain't looking at him. He could just do what he want over there.
It
What you guys thought about this past week of football?
was a good week of football, actually. Couple blokes. It was a good game between the Cincinnati and Oakland. I mean, Las
Raiders.
Vegas Raiders.
Yep.
But it was a blow between Buffalo and the Patriots. It was a blow between the Chiefs and the Steelers. It was a blow between the Eagles and the Buccaneers. I think it was a good game with the Cowboys and the Niners.
And it was a blow
Um,
for the Rams and
it was a blow for the Rams and Cardinals. So I think we will be getting a much better divisional run this weekend coming up.
yeah,
Can we talk about the Cardinals?
Yeah, we can talk about the
we
Cardinals.
can talk about the Cardinals.
Can I add him to the list, you there?
Oh,
At who?
Cliff. Clifford.
USB for that?
Clifford.
I don't think they're going to
Possible.
play. I
I
don't
think
think.
I'll for him.
Can I add Clifford to the list?
I think if it does happen again next season, he'll go. But I don't think they're
Yeah.
doing this season.
I'll put them on the list.
You know why? They're gonna every head coach gotta get a jail free card. You know what his one was? The team went south from time Hopkins got injured.
So one man make your whole team go south.
That guy made his team go south. So I don't think they're gonna do. I think he's gonna be preaching. We saw what the team could do when DeAndre Hopkins was there. It was well more balanced, but without him, again, remember we were talking about this. Which wide receiver scared you on the Cardinals outside of Hopkins? Nobody.
Nobody. That was it.
Nobody. You contain Kyler Murray from him getting out of the pocket. You contain the run game, and all the wide receivers match up one-on-one with cornerbacks, and they don't fear
Yep.
nobody. And that's what happened. The Rams played the way that everyone would do without DeAndre Hopkins in the lineup. AJ Green wasn't gonna do anything. So basically, Rams just shut down one half of the field. Whoever lined up over there wasn't getting the ball.
That's true.
They just managed to hold the other side of the field with whatever they had to do, double coverage, everything. You had the interior pressure from Donald pushing.
And what his name is. I think was playing good too. Van Miller.
Right. So Van Miller and Leonard Fly came off the edge, contained Kyler Murray from getting outside the pocket while Donald pushed the middle. Kyler had no choice but to just, as Shane would say, toss up balls up in the air and hope somebody catch it. The problem is when you toss balls up in the air, Hopkins usually comes down with them. Christian Corking coming down with it. AJ Green, he and the AJ Green are back then. So, and remember, it's the same thing that KG that you would be talking about with Jalen Hurts. There's certain throws Kyler Murray can't make.
Oh, I saw that alternate too. The coaching staff did adjust. They were attacking for the call. He just couldn't get it up there.
Who that?
Oh,
Jalen Hurts and that alternate too.
no. But before we go with them, I just mean to say like
Yeah.
Hurts and Kyler Murray got the same
Right.
dysfunction. They can't make certain throws
Right.
that the defense would allow you to make.
Right.
Like that seam route and those kinds of stuff. So I'm sure Art was walking in the middle and probably could have gotten more into
More
the game.
targets. Right. Exactly.
But he can't. But Kyler can make the certain throws that you would ask or like a Drew Brees and them, those kind of timing efficient routes. Like a Jimmy that would throw the ball before the guy turn.
Right.
Kyler can't do it, especially when you're getting pressure from the middle. So he can't run outside the pocket and the pressure coming up the middle, he shot already. So
He
what he
better
do?
he better
He chunking it
learn.
up in the air.
It's
He
over.
better learn.
It's over.
He better learn.
It's over.
He got the arm. He got the arm to do it.
That-
I think
He just learn how to do it.
I think what
over.
he need. I think what they need to do if Cliff Kingsbury wants to save his job too, he need to relieve himself from doing calling the police.
Play Callan. Yeah.
Yeah, he need to give it
I
up
could agree with that.
because that would give him
Mhm.
additional time just to save his job if he gives it up.
Bringing a veteran offensive coordinator.
Right, 'cause if he goes in next year calling the plays and the offense look mediocre to start, his seat is already warm, so his seat will get really touching hot.
You gonna have a year older than DeAndre Hopkins, you know.
Exactly, he's not getting any
He's
younger.
declining. You know what I mean? So
I want us to go back to a couple of shows. We even got to go back to a couple of shows. We could go back to Madden chats that we had about Kyler Murray. My brother and I get upset with me about Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray went on a decline when DeAndre Hopkins went out the game.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody agree, right?
right.
And that's expected because if you're number one receiver go to the game, of course your quarterback will start to decline. But you can see from that game last night, when Kyler Murray get in trouble, he started to do dumb shit. And he didn't have that option where he could just chunk it up in the air off his back foot, poor mechanics that he has, and pray to God that there's a DeAndre Hopkins somewhere down there that can just jump up and catch the ball. And he if Stafford wasn't around, Kyler Murray would have lead the league in interceptions coming down that later part of the season. I read an article a little while ago that Kingsbury say he blamed the down side of the offense, the down side of the fall on losing JJ Watt, DeAndre Hopkins, and losing Kyler Murray to injuries. I got called bullshit because when Kyler Murray was out, they were still winning. I think they went damn near almost all them games and Kyler Murray was out. I missed 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. I think they win all 3 games.
When Kyler Murray, no. They play Carolina. Carolina beat them with Colt McCoy.
Yeah.
Well, they beat we.
Right, they beat teams with Colt McCoy.
And to say that them lost, I think them lose more games when Kyler Murray come back than them lost when he was out.
But you see, I don't agree with Kingsbury when he say the last of JJ Watt and those stuff. Those guys are still doing the defense are still holding them own. So I don't really want to blame that.
Right.
I blame him for
Right.
not adjusting his offense.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. But they were winning games when they had those injuries, as she say.
Right.
So when Kyler Murray come back, all of a sudden Kyler Murray was on a decline, and it's because one person didn't come back still, DeAndre Hopkins. I don't think DeAndre.
Yeah, because that vertical passing game ain't gonna work no more. That's what it is.
Right.
That vertical passing game ain't gonna work no more. So now you gotta work with the shot passing, intermediate passing game.
And then they go back to your side.
So
you blame Cliff for not adjusting the offense.
For not adjusting the offense.
But again, if we go back and watch from week 1 all the way to week 17 or week 18, watch the 17 games that Arizona play. Even when they were 10-2, right? They had the best record in the NFL. 10-2, I think it was. We watch all them games. If you watch Kyler Murray, that's why everybody just focus on watching Kyler Murray. Don't watch nobody else. Just watch Kyler Murray. The boy, I don't know. He'll put out the numbers, yes, because chunking the ball on the field. He has that arm, KZ. That arm that you love. He has it.
But he got an arm, right?
He has that arm. The man can throw off his back foot and throw bullets down the field. But when you take away that one guy that you don't have down there that could jump up in the air and catch a ball between 3 guys, or jump up and catch a ball, because you know that if you chuck it up somewhere down there, there's a DeAndre Hopkins.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody wish they could do that. Like you wish that Hart could throw the ball on the field and there's Devontae Smith.
Oh.
But when you take away DeAndre Hopkins from Kyler Murray, that was it. The man start throwing 3 picks a game, losing games.
Yeah, because
he was trying to do too much.
When DeAndre Hopkins on one side, the safety shadowing over there.
Right.
So all you do is a Christian Cork and those guys, they get the one-on-one matchups.
Right.
On the other side, and they wide open. So some of those big players, people wide open because if you look at the coverage, they're shading more DeAndre Hopkins side. Now, without Hopkins, the safety, high safety player even in the middle. So anybody that go deep, he could come on each side. He could come on the safety, could come on either side and pick and jump the rope and pick it.
And then going back to KG again, Cliff Kingsbury come out here. I'm not a fan of the air raid. I think I tell you that already. I'm not a fan of the air raid offense. You come out here, you lose your biggest threat on the air raid offense, and you still in the air raid offense.
Yeah, just.
I think last night. I think last night James Conner first touch was in the second quarter. That don't make no sense.
I don't understand these teams. Going back to what? Again, KG, for the 10 to playoff start, what you see? If you're going to be a team to play in the playoff, you have to run the ball. You have to run the ball. The demise of the Dallas Cowboys, 12 touches to Ezekiel Elliott. The demise of the Indianapolis Colts, what he had? 6 touches for Jonathan Taylor. The demise of the Cardinals last night. He touched the ball to what? The second quarter? And you guys took a prolific running back in James Conner who could run and catch.
Yeah, I think they ain't had much. They ain't had much runs in the first quarter. You see, from time they went down 17 nothing or whatever it was, the Rams just went straight in pass mode. The rushers rushing and everybody playing coverage.
Yeah, you peel your hands
so
back.
You put Kyler Murray in a spot to just get eaten alive all the time. And the problem was, as we always say, teams that dominate the line of scrimmage gonna win the games. What happened? The Rams control the line of scrimmage all night, especially on the defensive side especially on the defensive side. They controlled them offensive linemen. They made sure that Kyler couldn't try. You'd see Kyler trying to run outside the pocket and Leonard Floyd with shade or Von Miller with shade. So he got to stop, try to come back in the middle. And then when he can't go in the middle because Aaron Donald went up the middle, he got to try to squeeze through the lineman. And you could see it on the one that they were about to sack him in the end zone and he tossed it up for the pick six.
Yeah.
He wanted to run out the pocket. I think it was Leonard Floyd. Leonard Floyd stopped him from going out. He had to stop a bit, then come forward, then run to the side, and then the linebacker hit him. And when the linebacker eventually put his hands on him, he just tossed the ball up in the air and then threw a pick six.
That was it there.
So before I knock the game off, before I turn off the game, he tried to do that same thing again. He tried to roll to the right and run out of the pocket again. And I think it was James Conner right in front of him. 2 yards in front of him. And I don't know. Kyler Murray, one of his greatest strengths is that he could run the ball. And Kyler Murray decided to pull up and fire a bullet pass 2 yards away to James Conner.
You talking about the screen when he get picked?
No, he didn't even get picked. He just tossed it
to
him. And James Conner put his hands on and Tony Air and the ball went flying past it because James Conner like, who the hell you throwing that ball to? Like, you...
Under the wrist, under the wrist.
And this is why I say that Cliff got on the hot seat because I don't think they were prepared to play the Rams. Their game plan, to me, I didn't know what he was thinking. You got to throw off Aaron Donald. You have Aaron Donald, Leonard Floyd, Von Miller. You got them guys waiting to sack you, and you don't give your running back a touch to the second quarter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta keep the defense honest. You can't just leave them just
keep it simple.
But also too, Kingsbury ain't even try to move the pocket or nothing.
Right.
Push the man like you shade the line right and you move like a rolling thing and them kind of stuff. They ain't trying to do it. If you just do a shotgun and you say hot and he drop back 4 or 5 steps and then try to step up, of course he gonna get sacked. You got everybody playing there. But you gotta try to move the pocket. You gotta try to do a little misdirection and them kind of stuff to keep people on. But like I said, that's why I blame him in that game just as much as I blame Kyler because his play calling, he need to give up the play calling if he think that he gonna last the next year. If he don't give up that play calling, that's it for Kingsbury. He may as well go back college. Cause he ain't gonna last a year if he don't give up them play calling. Cause that was bad. That was bad play calling last night.
He better hope he lasts out the season. That's all I gotta say.
He'll be back, but he ain't gonna be in the
he'll be back. I don't think they're gonna get rid of him. Yeah. Like I say, everybody got that get off a jail card. And his argument to the coach is, you saw what happened when we had you saw what happened when we had Kyler, not Kyler, DeAndre
Yeah, yeah.
Hopkins. That's the team that I built, but without him,
Okay.
we knew it
Okay.
would crumble.
So me being the GM or the owner, and I can say yes, I see what we have. We were 10-2. But then I see when football really matters in the latter part of the season. What
So
am I?
you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna get another proper skill position player.
Right.
They need a proper word to say. Not AJ Green. He's not. He's old now and thing. Christian Kirk is most he could do is probably playing a slot for a few things. But they need a legitimate like number two
Solid number
or
two.
1B. Yeah, they need
A
somebody
legal number
else
one. Yeah.
to think. They got odds. If they bring back odds, he could run the middle of the field. But they need a proper wide receiver to go along to thing is a free agent this year. What he named Allen Robinson.
Allen Robinson. Yeah.
You put somebody else that could complement
Michael
DeAndre
Gallup.
Hopkins or Gallup or somebody that is good, because I would look at it and I would say AJ Green is at best right now a number 3 receiver at his
Right.
age and everything. Christian Kirk, he hasn't proven anything in the NFL, so he's probably a number 3
I don't even think
as
Christian Kirk
best
was
thing.
good. He was in this good this year in a slot as he was in
Exactly. Rondell Moore, he's more of a gadget player, so you
Gadget
do
player,
different
yeah.
little stuff with. So they actually need a legit wide receiver opposite DeAndre Hopkins that can get the job done for the team to be what they expect. Because again, you're going into next season as KG say, DeAndre Hopkins is a year older. Suppose it
Mhm.
breaks down again. You need to have that other receiver that you can at least kind of lean on. And the way how Kyler plays, you need that other receiver because he's not. If the person isn't open, he can't throw it. 'Cause he can't
Yeah,
throw
that's
them
right.
kind of time and things. So
That's
he
what he
needs
got learned.
somebody
That's
right.
what he got to learn that this season.
this is what I,
What you think? What you think when you go when Shane when you say all these throws he making? DeAndre happens that most of he catches that be contested or he catches it.
yeah.
Right. So he needs somebody else that gonna win battles catching the
Yeah.
ball. Right. AJ Green can't. You see that lick AJ Green get last night? Thought he was dead when he tried to catch it. The safety lick him down and then he dropped the ball. He
Yeah.
needs somebody else that can fight to get a catches too, just like DeAndre. He need a legit road runner that could find himself open
Mm.
to play with DeAndre. DeAndre happen to get he tough catches, but he need a legit road running receiver that can find his way through zones and so to get open because as KD said, the way Kyler Murray does play, the type of passer he is, he's not one of those persons that can do a play action and then throw the ball without the boy receiver looking. He can't do it. It's the
I
same
think
thing as KG would say with Hurts.
I think the Cardinals in trouble.
That could be true.
I think everybody figure out this air raid nonsense.
But he could learn. He could learn. But he
Oh,
has. He got
yeah,
start.
he's young. He's
But
young.
you're right.
So
So he
people
got to
think.
start from no.
The problem is that he's so short, right? The problem is that if
He like 5'9".
in pads, if
That way be 5'9".
I think he
5'9", 5'10".
5'9", 5'10", I think in pads.
Yeah,
But you see, you see
Yeah,
the
but
problem
she's
is the problem is too, like as she say, and as KG say, the type of offense that he should run,
that happened. Yeah.
it's a bad offense that Kingsbury got. 'Cause Kingsbury is a spread offense.
Right.
That's Kingsbury. They need to change it up, but I don't see him running under center. He don't hold the ball under center.
he can't.
So
Yes.
again, you got to take that whole part okay again.
Right, he can't.
So
and
you
if you
need
go on the center, and if you go on the center, it's a run.
right. I don't never. I had.
You
I,
can play action on the center.
I actually can't remember. Okay, right now thinking of it, I can't remember actually seeing him do a play on the center.
On the center.
Not even a goal line situation. I could remember seeing him do
He
it.
can't. And that's what I'm saying. I look it up just now. He's 5'10" in pads. So that means he got to be 5'9", 5'8". Right? If I was a defensive coordinator playing Kyler Murray, I am pinching my interior lineman to push the center and them guards back on Kyler Murray and get him to come out. Because once you push them, once you stand up his offensive lineman and push them back, he cannot see down the field. Can't see down the field. So he has to either roll to the right or roll to the left. And this is where you see if you like, I tell you, watch, go back and do some film study on Kyler Murray and just watch Kyler Murray. Just watch Kyler Murray. He gonna roll right or he gonna roll left. And if he ain't gonna, you see the legs out of the pocket to run up down the field, it's because if you don't get open before them layman gets stand up and push, he cannot see you. That's why you get those deep throws down the field to DeAndre Hopkins, because he just know that he know what to play. He know DeAndre Hopkins is supposed to be. So I'm gonna chunk it down the field and hope that DeAndre Hopkins catch it. In 9 out of 10 times,
He's a risk
right?
taker.
In 9 out of 10 times, DeAndre Hopkins pulling the damn ball down because DeAndre Hopkins one is a monster, so he got to beat the corner, beat the safety to where he know he got to be at. But when you took that away from Kyler Murray, he can't see to throw the ball, so he know he's forcing the ball, and he forced the ball into the safeties, into the corners, into the linebackers. All of a sudden, he stopped running. I don't know why. It wasn't an injury that he don't want to run anymore, because he stopped running. He really didn't run that much when he came back from the injury.
So we can give credit to Raheem Morris and the Rams defense because they game plan well against him. Cut off the edges, force him to stay in the pocket, and let Aaron Donald and those guys push the pocket back.
In the middle.
So all he can do, as Shane would say, throw off his back foot. Because he couldn't run. Leonard Floyd is fast. Von Miller's still fast. So they contain him from the edge and let those guys push the middle of the pocket. When you do that, you're actually supposed to still step and throw. He can't see, and he one of them step and throw persons. So most of the throws last night, he was going on his back foot, throwing it high in the air and hoping somebody catch it. So I mean, he eventually caught up to him. He caught up to him at a wrong time, which is a playoff.
Yeah.
But eventually caught up to him on his flaws that we would see on film all the time, and I'm sure Raheem Morris saw it on film as well.
Right.
So those guys probably just was feasting, knowing that no DeAndre Hopkins here, we gonna have a field day on Kyler Murray.
And that's what I think. Happened in the latter part of the season. I think when people realized that DeAndre Hopkins was out, they say, "Well, we know what we got to do against Kyler Murray." That's why I come back and say that they figure out the air raid. Going back to KG point, Cliff didn't adjust his offense, knowing that you just lost your biggest weapon on the team, and you know you got to know your quarterback. He know he quarterback, so he know he quarterback was about. And if that's the case, then change your routes. Have the wide receivers come in and start running out routes so that Kyler could see him.
Right. But you see, I ain't even see like none of those little quick passes that like Brady and them would do. Right, so that you end up like 2nd and 5 and them stuff to get good. The first downs you were either doing something big or you just it wasn't making sense. You never put yourself in favorable third down, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, and them kind of stuff. You are always back against the wall. So what you think will happen when you 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10 against the Rams that got Donald, Von Miller, and Leonard Floyd? What do you think will happen? They coming after you.
They're gonna pin their ears
back. They're gonna come after you. The game plan. I just didn't understand the game plan. And like I say, Kyler made some bad decisions, so I ain't putting it all on Kingsbury. That pick 6 was not called for. He needs to know how the game stands. Why would you try to just toss the ball out like that when you could just take the safety, go down by
throw the ball out,
or try it away? You're gonna toss the ball up in the way. So that's not Kingsbury's fault. That's strictly Kyler. And then even on the screen when he get picked for the defensive lineman, he tried to throw a ball. James Conner right there. All he had to do was throw the screen. He forced the ball at James Conner. James Conner couldn't even put his hand up to catch the ball.
Right. I see a lot of that last night. I saw a lot
like
of
he wasn't. He wasn't ready to play at that.
So I mean, I'm not gonna put all on Kingsbury. He shares a lot of the blame, but Kyler gets a lot of the blame too. And now that just after that one loss, everyone's talking about is this marriage gonna end up in a divorce?
Right.
And if it does, who's going?
The two gonna go. Because it's gonna be the same situation when they do Josh Rosen, right? If a new coach come in, they're gonna deal with Kyler. He's too short. Nobody gonna deal with that.
But I still think Parsons gonna
somebody gonna try to stick with Kyler.
Right, somebody gonna still try to pick with Kyler.
I don't think Arizona though. Not if Cliff go. I don't think nobody gonna stick with him in Arizona.
No, because that GM gonna hold him. That GM drafting. Remember, you got rid of Steve Wilkes after one season to draft Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury. So if you give up Kingsbury, you ain't giving up on You ain't giving up on Kyler one time. Cause that essentially saying that I as a GM failed on the two picks, which is the coach and the franchise quarterback. That means
And
he fired
Josh Rosen too, right?
and Josh Rosen. So
Mm-hmm.
I think whoever, if they do fire Kingsbury next year, I think Steve Klein will still be there. But whoever's coming in, they'll have to work with Kyler. They ain't gonna just give up. I don't think they'll just give up Kyler like that yet. If the divorce
This
happens, they're gonna give up the head coach.
this was Kyler's third year, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he got into his fourth year. Eh?
yeah.
And then as you say, if you look at his stats when Hopkins was there, he was in the running for MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He had some really good stats. He was on the ground passing. He was doing what he was supposed to do. So it's not like he's a total bum or something like he can't play.
No, I ain't gonna say he's up. No,
He
I ain't gonna
he
say that.
he
Right.
he's still there's sort of two starting quarterbacks.
He's
Where
still an
would you
elite
guys
talent.
rank him? Where would you guys rank him in all the two quarterbacks? Starting quarterbacks.
Top 20, top 15.
I think he's a hovering around 12 to 16,
Yeah.
around there.
Top
I
20,
would
top
put him
15.
there. He's still better than half of the league.
He's still better than a lot of them quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah, he's still better than half of the league.
Yeah.
So I think somebody you can't just give him up. And I know for sure they're gonna pick up his fifth year option. So he got 2 more years. Then you'll see what happens. And if they do let him go, I'm sure somebody would want to play with Kyler Murray to on their team. I'm sure. I'm sure. Cleveland would like him now because the Baker experiment he working out. So it got people that would actually want Kyler on the team.
He got
But
options. He can have
yeah,
options. Yeah, he can
he'll
have.
have.
Can
I
he
just
put the
don't
play?
think. I just don't think they'll get rid of him. No, I don't think so. But that the head coach Kingsbury, his seat is a
He sees
lot
his hot.
warmer. Yeah, his seat is a lot warmer than week 7 of the season when it was cold as ice. Now
I
it's
was
more
saying,
like a
midway through that season, by week 9, week 10, he seemed to warm it up. Yeah.
They made the playoffs last year.
No,
but I don't know. You know.
Because
no,
I think they were playing good last year and they faltered last year too. You know?
they didn't
I
make the
can't
playoffs last
remember.
year. It had a lot of other good teams last year. I don't think they made the playoffs
Right.
last year.
Was this Hopkins?
So
This Hopkins first year?
no, it's the second
The
year.
second
His
year.
second year on the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cardinals.
Yeah, they didn't make the first. They didn't make it the first year.
I think they I think towards the end of the season they were on a high note,
Right.
and I think they started to say this could be a team. They think that's why they went for JJ Watt and
Right.
everything.
That's true.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
correct.
true. That's true.
Yeah, so that's why I kind of said this team is ready to compete now. So let's build the team. They went for AJ Green, JJ Watt, but the team is gonna change because I think isn't Chandler Jones a free agent? I'm sure Chandler Jones is a
Yeah, I
free
think
agent
Chandler Jones is a
because
free
they
agent.
didn't give him a new deal.
Zach Ertz a free agent.
Zach
Zach Ertz
Ertz
is
is
a
a free agent.
Isn't JJ Watt a free agent too?
I'm sure too. I'm sure he's probably on a
I
free
wouldn't bring
agent
back
thing.
if I was them. I wouldn't bring back JJ Watt. JJ Watt is done. He
But if
can't
the
play.
head coach just said one of the reasons why we faltered so because we lost JJ Watt to injury, that makes me feel like I'm bringing back. But like I agree with you. I wouldn't bring him back. I would. You still got some good players, but you got what? You got Buda Baker. You got Byron Murphy. You got
Yeah,
Isaiah
yeah,
Simmons.
right.
They're
So
still good in
why
the backfield.
and this go get you a rookie defensive end because you can't JJ Watt can't play a full season. He hasn't played a full season in
And
years.
Chandler Jones ain't gonna be
And
there
Chandler
either
Jones
because
too.
Right.
somebody gonna pay that.
Right.
They don't think I want to
Somebody
pay
take
Chandler
Chandler
Jones.
Jones.
So
No,
they need
Chandler
to
Jones.
build. They need to build. Get their edge rushers. I think Marcus Golden is a good value for them. He always gets sacks for them, but they need to have another edge rusher on their side, which he could
But they
probably
need, they,
draft.
like you say in the beginning of the show, though, they need to address the other wide receiver spot. They're gonna need a
I'm sure.
stud.
I'm sure they'll do it.
They're gonna need a stud. So either you can get a free agent or you're gonna draft you a stud wide receiver.
Something like that, guy. And there's
Something
some
like
good
that.
wide
And then
receivers
still and
out
then
there.
still got to deal with replacing the JJ Watts, the Chandler Jones, and stuff
And
like
we ain't even talk about the line. I don't know how
Later.
good the line is
Yeah.
or who's gonna be free agents on the line as well. So
that. I
there's
had
a
I
lot of
had
decisions.
I had the article up a little while ago because I think I was looking at the stats.
Mhm.
I was looking for the article with Kingsbury and they had lists. I saw an article with Arizona free agents coming up. And Zach Ertz was the top one.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Cause he said he'd like to be back because they feel he got unfinished business.
yeah, you got Chandler Jones, Zach Ertz, AJ Green, Dennis Gardeck, whoever that is. Oh, Max Williams,
Max Williams.
Zeke Turner, James Conner is a free agent.
Yeah, he was only down on 1 year deal.
Christian Kirk is a free agent.
I
I'm
mean,
looking
his
at
his rookie deal is up.
yeah, I'm looking at big names. Max Garcia is a free agent. That's a lineman.
That's a lineman there,
Looking at big names. Robert Alford,
cornerback, but he old.
Chase Edmonds is a free agent. Free agent. So they're
Mm.
losing it. They could lose their two running backs.
I mean, we could give him McCaffrey.
Look at you. How much money have got in the cap?
I don't know the cap situation.
Right. So I mean, they got things they got to look at, but you could basically look at this. This is the thing what I look at. This was your run.
Yeah, this was their running.
This was
Yeah.
your run. You signed some pieces to go deep into the playoffs, and you didn't get cut off first round. The same thing with the Cowboys. The same thing with the Rams.
Yeah.
The Rams put their pieces. I mean, Jesus Christ, the Rams saying Weddle last week out of retirement.
Cause
You know what I'm
they ready to win. They know it's we need to go deep, Super Bowl or bust
Mm-hmm.
right now. Cause they got no draft assets. They trade away all them draft assets.
Right.
They know that they're banking on this year to try to do something. Next year they get older, but the Rams understood that last year, this year, we traded a house away to get this team. We need to go all in, and I think they, as you said, Shane, I think they are more under pressure to win it all because they
Yeah,
built the team for this.
they gave
Right.
away the whole house.
When they're ready to break that team down, it's gonna be a very painful breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
Cause they ain't got they when
They
they
have any draft
traded
capital.
when they trade Jared Goff after the Lions, they had to give up first round picks too.
Yep.
So I don't know. When that team ready to break down, that's it. I doubt they got cap space with all them Donald and Ramsey and all them fellas out there.
Yeah.
You gonna got sign Cooper Cup. I don't know if he get extension yet. You got sign Cooper Cup. Stafford still on a big deal. So
And them got eat Stafford deal, eh?
So good luck to the Rams. Well, they made it to the next round. They have the Buccaneers next, which me and KG were talking about
That's
earlier.
gonna be a good matchup.
That's gonna be a very good matchup in our eyes. I think both of them are evenly balanced, and I think this one now is gonna hunt the Buccaneers in terms of not having Antonio Brown and Chris Godwin,
It's Godwin.
because I can damn well guarantee Ramsey
Gonna be
with Mike Evans is
exactly.
right. So somebody
He
else
ain't like
needs to
stupid
step
Jonathan
up.
Gannon.
Somebody need to step up. Ramsey gonna tell you straight up, get out of my way.
Mhm.
I going after Mike Evans. So who's that other receiver to step up?
Right.
Mhm.
I mean, Gronk and them gonna still do what they gotta do, but who's that second receiver to step up
Yep. That's true.
when Jalen Ramsey is on Mike Evans? So I think it's much more evenly matched this time, because I mean, when you have Godwin, Antonio Brown, and Chris and Mike Evans, you gotta pick your poison.
And the
No,
Rams beat them bad. The Rams beat them all in the season with that same full
with
squad.
that, so imagine now without those two players, can somebody step up for the Buccaneers and give them that extra pass catcher? Because Gronk can't do that all the time. If Ramsey is on Mike Evans, they're gonna double Gronk.
They want double Grant. Yeah, at least about this.
A linebacker and a safety. So who's the next person that gonna step up?
Mm-hmm.
They're hard to run on with Aaron Donald up the middle. So who's the next person to step up on that Buccaneers? The Buccaneers in for a run of their money on this one.
Mm-hmm.
They in for a run of their money on this one.
The Ramsey got dumb defensive coordinator like what the Eagles got.
They got Raheem Morris, a veteran.
Exactly.
And then it probably comes down to what Shane be saying all the time. How well does Matthew Stafford play? If he cannot make those costly
Mistakes.
turnovers, this game is going to come down to the last minute of the game.
Which he will.
Well,
He had none last night, right? He ain't sure pick.
No, yeah, none of that.
I think he was good last
It
night.
was good last night.
So now this one really comes down to who dominates that line of scrimmage. Because two of them are top nose, two defenses, because The Bucks defensive line and the Rams defensive line want to come after
Solid.
each other.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hey, but
So
the Bucks also got injuries on offensive line now. You know.
yeah, 2 guys went down in the
yeah,
season.
You guys, yeah,
Tristan Walsh was done. I don't know who
I
if
don't
he
think
coming
he'll be
back.
back. Yeah.
And then I think who it was by Kappa, Alex Kappa or Mappet.
So
One of
you
them went down
know,
too.
so you know for sure, Raheem Morris will be bringing that pressure on Brady.
Yep.
Not like
And when
Jonathan
that
Gannon watching two offensive linemen go and he's still playing soft
when
zone coverage.
when Tristan Walsh went down, the backup wasn't looking good at all.
Not that wasn't looking
They
good. Yeah.
started the easy, but he didn't play. What I read was well, the Buccaneers line has been so healthy this season that the backups are hard level play.
Mhm.
So, but now they got their hands full. Van off the Miller, Van off the edge. You got Leonard Floyd off the edge, and you got Big Donald pushing. So I think Grady need I Grady would I think he would love to have either Fournette or Ronald Jones back, one of those more power backs to help assist because Giovanni Bernard and those guys light. They're lighter. You need one of those heavy backs. So with the Rams, it's the same thing. You want Sonny Michelle and Cam Akers to push the pile a little bit because Vita Vea damn near 400 pounds.
That's a big boy. Like.
Exactly. So you run up the middle, you got to try to move that little gelly a little 2-3 yards. See, one thing I like with the Buccaneers line, you see how big those guys are. You got Vita Vea, you got Barrett and Jason Pierre-Paul. Those guys are big dudes. You ain't moving them so easy. So that's gonna be a big game though. That game is gonna be that's gonna be a classic one. I excited to watch the Buccaneers and the Rams, but I also excited to watch your game too because
Yeah,
that's
the
another big
Packers and
game.
the Niners. That's gonna be a big game.
Yeah,
All these games, and even in the AFC, gonna be have some big games too.
Oh yeah, the Bills and the
yeah.
damn
The
Chiefs.
Bills and Chiefs last year, remember?
Mm-hmm.
Stephon Diggs stay on the field and watch those guys
Mm-hmm.
celebrate.
Mhm.
They ain't want that again this year. You got to go back to the same field and play. So we know there's a lot of bad blood there. There's gonna be a lot of aggression there.
The Titans and the
Titans and
You know
and the
that to me
Bengals.
that's a very underrated game. You know that's a
Titans and
underrated.
Bengals, right?
Yeah,
don't see. I
like
don't see how.
it won't get attacking like the
You
other
get
games.
attacking there.
But that game, listen, if it's one thing we've been saying on all our shows, we don't talk about the Titans, but there's a reason they're number one in the AFC. You know,
I
they ain't
wanna
get there by a
see.
fluke. You know, they ain't get there by
I
a
wanna
fluke.
see. I wanna see that Bengals offense against Mike Vrabel's defense. I wanna see the chess match. I know it's gonna be a chess match with Mike Vrabel. I
Yeah,
wanna see that.
and Derrick Henry just got cleared for practice this week.
Oh,
Today.
okay, okay.
So they said they ain't guarantee him playing. They got to see how we do. But he just got cleared for practice today. So
I want to see that chess match. I know Mike Vrabel, he gonna come with something different that Joe Burrow never seen before.
yeah, that's not a game where you look and say, that's exciting. That's a game that the Tennessee Titans are in number one for a reason. It ain't by fluke. They're in number one for a reason.
They have one of the best head. They
Play
have one of the best head coaches in the league.
football properly. They
Mhm.
play football properly. Even when Henry went down, Julio Jones went down, AJ Brown, they went through their little slumps,
Mhm.
but they still came out number one for a reason. So that's gonna be I excited to see that because you got the more veteran Vrabel and Tannehill,
Mhm.
and then you got the new boys,
Zach Taylor and
Zach Taylor
Joe Burrow.
and Joe Burrow.
Yeah, man, that's what I want to see. It's gonna be a chess match.
Yep, that's gonna be that's the first game. That's the first game on Saturday, right?
No, Saturday is all NFC, I think.
No, man. No. They switch it. I sure the first
switch
game
it?
is the Bengals and Titans. Let me see.
No, the two number one teams ain't playing till the 2 nights.
Yeah, the first game is Bengals
Yeah,
Titans.
Bengals
Oh,
Titans. Yeah, I know. I saw that Bengals Titans. Yeah, then I usually. Yeah, I know. I know they had the Bengals Titans kicking it off. So that's gonna be a game. I want to see that.
Some good games, boy, this weekend.
It's either gonna. I just. I know Vrabel and those guys. Those guys gonna game plan. They won't let Burrow just do what he gotta do. Jeffrey Simmons, Harold Landry, and those guys. What Dupree? Let's see what happens. This Tennessee Titans team don't get the love and the talk that they should get. Well, they got to be the most untalkable first number one teams in the NFL history. Cause nobody talk about the Titans. Everybody talk about the Mahomes. Even the Bengals get a love. You get the Bills get a love. But no
Right.
one ever talks about the Titans. Not even us. We don't ever talk about the Titans.
Mm-mm.
You would never believe they're number one. So, that's a game. And then after that, it comes down to the showdown, the big bad showdown of can the Niners go into Lambeau
Lambo
Field and turn Aaron Rodgers' stomach, turn
for
his stomach
the last time.
for the
And
last time.
then after we turn his stomach and we get in the off season, we say, come home.
What is?
But that's a good segue into my segment. So when last show, I was still on my hype about the Dallas Cowboys. We did do a little snippet on going up against the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
I was still on my hype on the Cowboys. After the show, after a couple of days sitting there, I realized that these Packers in trouble. I realized that these
Oh,
Packers in trouble. Go back to week 3. Remember we playing already for the season, eh? And I watched the stats of that game. They had beat us in the last minute of that game. And they had to come from behind to beat us. 2 deep passes down to Devontae Adams. And then a field goal and they win the game. 28-30. 30-28. Right?
that was in San Fran or in Lambo.
That was in San Fran.
I home field advantage matters.
But they win. Now we go into Lambeau. In week 3, Debo had no impact. Trey Sermon was a running back. We didn't know who the hell we was. Green Bay always know who they are. They
Jimmy
Aaron
had played
Jones.
or Trey Lance?
They shared.
Okay.
Green Bay had Aaron Jones, Devontae Adams, their full squad. Focus now to divisional round playoffs. We 10 times better than we were in week 3. Elijah Mitchell. In that first game, we only rushed for 31 yards against Green Bay. Okay? 31 yards. We bring in Elijah Mitchell this time. You got Debo Samuel doing that kind of craziness now. You got Jimmy, who in that game threw for 2 touchdowns and an interception. Peace. I think, I can't remember, and I was trying to look it up before we get into the subject, is when we had last, what week did we lose Barrett? I can't remember. We have Emmanuel Mosley back again, who last time I think did a good job on Adams. Yeah, you can't stop Adams, guaranteed. But I think he did a good job against Adams. Granted, he had 132 yards and a touchdown.
No, that's a good job. That's a good job, Pata. That's a good job.
Listen,
That's a good job. No, that's not a good job.
Listen.
KG, you know, you know how I remember. You know how I remember that game. And something happened. Something happened in fantasy. Something happened in fantasy. And reaction. How much touchdowns? How many yards? Devontae Adams and get 60 yards.
Yeah.
I think Devontae Adams had 60 yards in the first quarter.
No, he didn't have it in the first quarter. Emmanuel Mosley.
He scored a touchdown. He scored a touchdown in the first quarter. Yeah.
Emmanuel Mosley went down that game. I remember this. I remember talking to you about it. And they say, well, that's it. Emmanuel was injured. And I told you that. He scored a touchdown in man. And it was a tight touchdown. He scored one touchdown, and he had. Let me tell you, he scored a touchdown in the first quarter. It was a short pass of 1 yard. 1 yard was a touchdown, and that was on E-Man. After that, he out the game. He make up a lot of yards and then 2 big passes down to the end. Down to the end, another thing. He complete 2 deep passes to from Aaron Rodgers. That make up a lot of yards. But E-Man had him on luck. E-Man got injured that game. He went out. E-Man will do a good job on him all the time. But he went out. Fine. If E-Man don't go down this game, I think E-Man could contain Devontae Adams.
What you call contain?
The same thing like I tell you last time. Less than 100 yards.
I think.
I tell you what I'm saying. Less than 100 yards, I think he could contain him to less than 100 yards.
Less than 100. Any touchdowns?
He may get one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Less than 100 yards. The running game going to be a non-factor. Their running game going to be a non-factor.
You think
so? Yeah. It's going to be a close game again.
They got that power back now.
Who?
Dylan.
He catching his stride. He catching his stride.
They've had him before.
Same way you guys caught your stride. They catching their stride too, you know.
They've had him before. You understand what I'm saying? They had him before. Don't forget, you know, when we do them boys up, the last time we played them in playoffs.
Yeah, but that's a different squad.
How?
You guys are different, and they are different too.
How are they different?
Huh?
Which part of them different?
They got better defense.
When? From what they had last time? When they play we? Who?
Nah, it's the same defense.
Who?
They got better defense. They're much more tougher. They're much more physical.
Who? Who? I remember the partner who sack up thing and raised up his shot and showed the paint thing he had on there. He's still there. Who them add new? So Darius was there. The Smith brothers were there. Because I remember them saying, "Oh, Jimmy gonna get killed by the Smith brothers."
Preston Smith is the Darius.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They're still there. They may add nobody different in the defense.
I think about at that point in time they were more finesse team. I think they're more physical.
You just tell me they were physical.
No, they were physical back then.
How they were finesse? You got Zedarius and them rushing, killing people. That year, KG, Zedarius and them were killing
They
people.
were killing, but they weren't physical. Like you guys were destroying them in a run game straight.
Well, we were more physical then than we were now.
Right.
Because we had D-Buck, Armstead.
Right, exactly.
Also was there. You know what I'm saying? We had more interior depth. We probably ain't got a big interior depth no more because we don't have Armstead and Buckner coming in the middle. But we
Right.
have. But again, what I tell you in Dallas, we dressed 9 defensive linemen against Dallas. And tore down, we were bringing in 4 fresh defensive linemen every time against them and 5 tired offensive linemen. What he named Dallas Pro Bowl left tackle?
Terrence Smith.
Eat up. I watching Baldy today. What Baldy say? Buffet table. Terrence Smith eat up.
Freaking McCarthy didn't have a damn game plan to pull out his ass for that game. He didn't have a solid game plan.
Hey,
What was Dallas's game plan in that game?
I don't know.
Wait, tell me.
I don't know.
What Dallas' game plan was?
I don't know.
Nobody know what the game plan was.
We go back.
Mike McCarthy himself can't even tell you what the game plan was.
Right. We go back again. The 12 touches for Zeke. You know what I'm saying?
No, Shane, with your game,
Mm.
I want you to tell me about these 2 factors, though. From looking at your game and everything you say, I think it's going to be a close game.
Yeah.
But there's two factors I want you to consider, and then give me a rebuttal.
I already considered it.
You're playing in Lambeau Field in January.
I ain't worried about that. Did it already.
You're not worried about that? Lambeau in January? Yeah, that's bad. That ain't this year, though. We talk about this year though.
And we have favorable weather. The Scouts
it's still Lambeau Field. It's still Lambeau.
Still favorable weather. It ain't the cold ice that we gotta deal with. It's favorable weather still. I understand that. Lambeau Field, yes, home field advantage, but again, we gotta play on the road the whole playoffs. We have to.
We are people that like to look at stats.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody go look up what the Packers home record be this season.
They may lose much games.
I ain't think them lose a game.
No, but
they may lose
much games, period.
Exactly. I think the
I think
losses, all the losses came
yeah.
away.
Oh wait, I think the last game, that one last was all in the season when Aaron Rodgers was just being fluky
Mm-hmm.
when they play the Saints. And
One thing we know about Aaron Rodgers, and one thing we know about Aaron Rodgers, he don't like to get hit. Once he get hit, he start to get
But you see, Matt LaFleur going ain't gonna have him back there like a headless
no,
chicken
but
in a hole.
yeah, but then he gave anyway because he's a quick release guy.
If it's one thing Aaron Rodgers know is if there's gonna be pressure on him, he able to get the ball out of his hands fast. He
Again,
and the Kyler Morris and them fellows.
again, this is my biggest fear. Again, playing any team we're going against in the playoffs is my rookie cornerback. They ain't gonna put Manuel to shade Devontae Adams. So that means the rookie gonna be one.
Yeah, they're gonna push Javante over on his side.
Right. That means the rookie gonna have to go against Devontae sometime. And I think that if Aaron Rodgers ever see, Aaron Rodgers he's a very advantageous fella. If he see Devontae Adams line up on a rookie, that's what that ball going, eh?
that's what I would trade to.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think D'Amico needs to say whenever you see Adams and the rookie, we can have to outsmart Aaron Rodgers some kind of. You have to bring that safety, make the safety look like he ain't going over to help him. Just like we've been doing all damn season. And as soon as that boy say, hey, the safety take a fucking beeline out that way. Yeah, he need to stay on top and help thing. E-Man, go hold on. Who them? Valdez, Catlin, or Lazard. I ain't worried about them. And then we gonna bring King gonna come out there. Or Nickel Kana gonna come out there. Kwan Williams gonna come out there. If
But you see,
this is the game plan sheet. This is the game plan.
mm-hmm.
Hold the ball 10-minute possessions against these damn
Jimmy got play mistake free football in that game, man.
He didn't play mistake free the first time either.
He has to play.
I ain't even trying to say he can play mistake free.
This game he has to.
He can give him one.
Yeah, the problem with this is you don't want to get the ball back to Aaron Rodgers.
You want to get the ball back to Rodgers.
And that's why I said we need to have that possession. Last game we had, we should have beat them. We gave him back the ball with a minute and 2 seconds left in the game.
Exactly. You don't want to get the ball back to Aaron.
And then we went. You see the same way how we played with Dallas driving on the field at the end is the same way we played against Green Bay driving on the end and them hit us 2 10 in post routes to Devontae Adams down the middle of the field. Don't make no sense how you don't play Devontae Adams up close, tight, jamming, and got somebody else on top of him, knowing that this guy is trying to go on the field.
But you know the difference that I like with the Packers? They never gonna abandon the run.
Right.
They gonna make sure it's balanced this so that Nick Bosa and them can't just come straight after.
That's true.
After Aaron Rodgers.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna make sure they gotta respect the run. You see what teams fail to realize is if you just drop back, you get a defensive upper hand as to what you're doing.
Yeah, like last
the
night.
thing with Aaron Rodgers and them is even if they go down, they're gonna still run the ball so that the lineman takes like an extra second just to say, oh, I may have to tackle the running back. So that extra second give Aaron Rodgers just one more second to analyze the field. So that's why I like with them. I don't want you guys to over pursue and then Aaron Jones up the road. Right. And then you say, the AJ Dillon gonna come there and pounds and pound, and then they end up going 6-7 yards a carry, and then one play action straight down the field to Lazard, Marquez, Valdez, Quentin. You don't want to end up in there. But I agree with KG when he say that Garoppolo, he has to play close to a mistake-free game because you don't want to give Aaron Rodgers an extra possession.
Agree. He has to because Aaron Rodgers is that prolific. I still think, if anybody can get him, we can get him. I think we've proven it.
I believe so. Yeah, I believe you guys are one team that I believe pose the biggest threat to them. And like the 4 teams that are in the NFC, in my opinion, I think those are the 4 best teams in the NFC.
I agree.
That are in the playoffs right now. Those are your 4 best teams in the NFC right now. So it ain't a surprise to me that those four end up playing against each other. So that's why I love the NFC. I just think these next two games, like the AFC, the Bills and Chiefs to me
Chiefs.
is like a fancy game. It's more
Yeah.
of a modern thing that it's all a highlight real thing out there. The Mahomes and them doing all kind of stupid things. But now these NFC games, you got the Jimmy G, you got Brady, you got Stafford, you got Rodgers. But these are teams here that you gotta own your W, own it.
Yeah, on
And
it.
I guarantee you, even if the Packers win, Aaron Rodgers gonna say, "Well, I had to own that victory out here."
He'd always say when
Mm-hmm.
we
It'll
feel
be a
yep.
tough
Yeah,
game.
That'd be
It'll
that's
be a
why
tough.
tough
I
game.
like. That's why I like these four teams, and that's why I like that Tennessee and Cincy game because it's a
Because even
battle
in a
of new
walkover,
school versus
yeah.
yeah. That's why I like that Tennessee and Cincy game too because it's a battle of new school versus old school. The
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee players very old school. Cincy is your modern day type team. But when you go into the NFC, it's a battle of the fittest out there. So you gotta own that. That's a war out there. And I know San Fran gonna be coming after Aaron Rodgers, but I also know Aaron Rodgers ain't backing down either.
He ain't got back down. And
So
I ain't gonna look up the report now and ask him how he. I might send him a message asking him how the toe.
Tough too.
How that toe. That's all I can ask him. How that toe.
Stafford tough too. I look good last night.
He had to do nothing. He had to do nothing.
what's the latest Shane and Garoppolo shoulder?
A slight shoulder strain. Them say he may alright.
So let's real. Well, and showing hand and not showing hand.
The non-showing hand.
Okay.
I
He
know
get it
Fair
when
enough.
he
I
get it
kept
when he do
seeing
he do it when he do the
I keep seeing all kind of things pop up now that add a shoulder injury to the list of injuries Garoppolo
You
had.
know I'm overreact. I'm an overreact. I mean he get when he do the quarterback sneak. But
Okay.
Right.
the biggest concern to me right now is that Nick Bosa clear concussion protocol.
Okay.
I was really hoping that we'd get Sunday game so he'd had that extra bit, you know.
Mhm.
Fred say he good to go. He just got ankle injury, but he good to go. Like I say, he was ready to go back in the game against Dallas, but Kyle tell him, nah, you don't need to go back in there. Rest yourself up for what coming up next. I still haven't seen Kinlaw on the field, even though he's healthy. I would like to see Kinlaw come in the game because he's big in the middle. All guys working again. If we could dress all 9 of our defensive linemen again and do that rotation that we were doing, I think we could harass um, Green Bay
Rodgers.
offensive line. Not even just harass the offensive line. Start to push him
Right.
around, push the offensive line back, throw them off rhythm and stuff like that, and then smother Devante. I would love to see us smother Devante Adams. I would love to see Aaron Rodgers beat us without a Devante Adams in there trying to kill everybody because he can make he catches regardless. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's just like me saying Debo gonna make he runs. You know what I'm saying? We have to contain Devante Adams. We have to contain Devante. He is the guy that gonna take us over the top. Over the top. I don't even want to say we need to get the lead Ole because I don't know how Aaron Rodgers is. We get a lead Ole, Aaron Rodgers going into that freaking killer mentality where he can just start slinging and he can sling.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather
Yeah,
I would rather be a close game. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah,
he
you want
won't
to
get
get closer. You don't
right.
want the
Because
Packers.
he don't want
You don't want
to
the
get.
Packers to get ahead of you.
I don't even want him to trail me by much.
Yeah.
Because he get into that mentality and he's hard to stop when he's in that mentality. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be a close game where he have to make the precise decisions and he has to think about I can't mess this up. Not him out there. We gotta go for it and they're gonna sling it. Get into that no huddle. He's a master of the no huddle. You know what I'm saying? And it
They might
creates
start off. They might start off like that just to keep your defensive line in check,
they might.
just so that they don't be constantly rushing like that. Because the best way to slow down a pass rush is to go no huddle.
Yeah. They might. They
So
might
they
not,
might they might just start going no huddle.
not allow us to do our substitutions.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, we outnumber most of the teams in the NFL with people with active defensive line members. You know what I'm saying? We
Right.
have 9 guys that we could dress on the defensive line and keep
Right.
rotating them in and out. Like I said, against Dallas, every time it was turned down, we bring in 4 fresh defensive linemen.
I like McCarthy. Why you doing no huddle? You know right now your offensive line is struggling. Why don't you go no huddle?
Mr. Quarterback drive with 14
It's
seconds
like
left in the
it's
game.
like I don't understand. Like at some point, all right, my offensive line is right now on the man and getting a lot of pressure. Why not go no huddle? Like I was saying, even in my game, let's go no huddle. Let's go no huddle.
Mr. Quarterback drive with 14 seconds left in the game. And he stand by that play.
You see what Brady? You see what the Bucks did to my defensive line? They were
Yes.
going no huddle. They wasn't sitting. They wasn't sitting there waiting. They were just going no huddle. They wasn't huddling up for some of them possessions in some of those series. They were going no huddle.
Right.
It slows down your pass rush.
Yep.
Well, our first game in week 3 ended 30-28 in favor of Green Bay Packers. I got predict 27-24 San Francisco. Out the door onto the NFC Championship. And the Rams bear hope in them.
You said the Rams better hope in them.
Yep. Rams, them fuckers don't want to see us, pal. They hope that Green Bay beat us and they got ready to play Green Bay. Because they don't want to see us again.
I think it's gonna be a good game. I think this time the Packers gonna prevail. I think it's gonna be a 30-24 win. Packers.
Yeah, I gotta go with KG. Maybe if in San Fran I would have shifted, but in Lambeau, I'll go 30-27 Green Bay.
I love when y'all go against me because y'all always last every time the two y'all went against me. So I got good luck going into this game now. If
Yeah,
one of y'all
but we never pick Aaron Rodgers though.
it don't matter. Yeah, pick Stafford.
Stafford and Aaron Rodgers.
The two y'all swear to God that Stafford with the greatest thing than sliced bread.
No.
If McVay would have coached that game the right way when he was up 17 nothing.
He was up 17 nothing.
But he's just too mad.
I go
McVay
with
just too
Rodgers.
mad.
I don't care. I
He
go with Rodgers.
was in his zone dancing.
He's just too mad.
He was in his dancing. But I like when the two y'all go against me because every time y'all went against me this year, I won.
I'm not going against you. I'm going with Rodgers. That's what it is.
No. Where we said the Cardinals. I think when they get to the Cardinals.
Yeah, against you. He come here, he suck his teeth to turn off the TV. You say you going to sleep.
I think Zach Allen. I think it was Zach Allen.
So with that being said, Shane has the 49ers advancing. I mean,
I coming on the show Saturday.
Myself
I
and
I can't come on the show Saturday.
Why not?
The game is 8:15.
yeah, we could do a watch party.
You got to be crazy to see me here doing what? Sweating, cussing, and no.
All right, you just set it up. Me and just will talk a quick preview on the next two games, and then it'll be a shot. It'll be a shot show on Saturday. So you just set it up, and me and Jizzle will come on and do a short preview on the Sunday
I come
games.
out there till kick off, then I got full speed.
No, you can get set up your game. Everybody lives for this time. So we'll do it.
Because if I had to be on that day when we were playing the Cowboys, and I might see me shedding some tails in his cousin. But
So you got the 49ers.
mm-hmm.
Me and Jizzle got the Packers. Who you guys got for the Rams and Bucks?
I want to play the Rams.
I'm gonna go with the Rams.
I want to play the Rams.
I just cannot go against
But
Brady
Brady,
like
right?
that.
I want to play the Rams.
Thing is that Todd Bowles, right? Todd Bowles come up with some kind of crazy defensive scheme that can have Gaff, not maybe Gaff, no, Stafford and McVay shook.
I got with the Buccaneers. Who you going with, Shane?
Rams.
Who you going with, Jizzle?
I'm gonna go with the Rams.
All right, so only me and the Buccaneers.
And
I like when
I only choosing that because of my advantage, eh?
because you want to play the Rams. I know.
Or otherwise, I'm going with the Bucks.
All right, over to the AFC. Who you got for the Bengals and Titans?
Ooh.
Bengals. I don't think the Titans. Yes, Vrabel's a good coach, but I don't think the Titans got the
There is
personnel.
a reason the
I
Titans
know,
are
I
number
know,
one
I
in the
know,
AFC.
I know, but I don't think the Titans have the personnel to contain them receivers.
Oh
But
yeah,
they got the
they
coach to do
contain the
it though.
I
Chiefs.
know, I
They
know,
got
I
the
know.
coach to do it.
I
They
I'm
think
going
contain
with
the
the
Chiefs.
Titans. I am going with the Titans because you
They
cannot
con
go number
they
one and
contain the
then
Chiefs
out
and the
the
Bills,
door.
right?
huh?
Yes.
They contain the Chiefs and the Bills, right?
Yep. I'm
As
going
I
with the
said,
Titans. Shane went with the
I
Bengals.
go with
Who-
Mike Vrabel.
The
All
Titans,
I'm
right.
picking Mike Vrabel.
The Bills, and the Chiefs don't have them three wide receivers.
Shane, you're on your own.
All right,
All right. Who we going with? The Bills and Chiefs.
Big Dick Josh.
As good as Big Dick Josh is, you have the teacher and the student in Andy Reid and Sean McVay. 9 times out of
Yeah.
10, the teacher always wins. I'm
Vengeance,
I just,
I'm going
I
with
like what you say.
the Chiefs.
vengeance.
I like what you say, Shane. But you just don't put away the Chiefs like that.
Are you like big names? I have no.
Ain't no big
No,
names.
ain't not no
I'm
big
going.
names.
I'm looking at
Let me tell you something.
the
If
teacher
the
and
Bills
the
are playing
student.
at home, I
You
was
this
going
whole
with Bills
nonsense.
Mafia.
This whole
Home field
nonsense.
matters. Home field matters in the NFL.
Hey,
Bills
Green Bay,
Mafia would have turned up the Chiefs.
Green Bay gonna be red, baby. Green
You
Bay
gonna
gonna be
see it,
red.
Aaron Rodgers. We gonna gotta go there and call an ambulance for you when Aaron Rodgers do what he do. But so Shane has the Bills and me and Jizzle has the Chiefs. Now they had games on Sunday, so we still need to give up our game bars and our trash bags. So we're gonna go on the AFC. What game ball he giving out to? My game ball in the AFC goes to Josh Allen because he could do no wrong in that game against the Patriots. He could have done no wrong against the Patriots, so I'm giving it to Josh Allen.
I'm giving it to the Bengals team for winning the first playoff game in 25 years?
Could be 30.
30 exactly. So I'm giving it to the whole 31 years
years.
exactly. So I'm giving it to the whole Bengals team for prevailing and come up with a victory.
Who's your game ball to see?
Big Dick Josh man?
Yeah. I mean, I think the first 7 possessions was all touchdowns. You can't get any better than that.
Yeah. Big. He went off. I'm a fan of Josh Allen, but I'm telling you right now, he went off.
Yeah.
Game ball.
So now, who would you give your dumpster to in the AFC? What games you had in the AFC? See, I can't get a dumpster to the Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
I expected that.
Yeah,
I
you
expected that.
exactly.
The New England Patriots. Trash bag.
I'm not gonna give to the entire team, but I'm gonna give to Mac Jones. He stunk up the joint. I don't care what nobody say. He had all this swag. No, you watch some of them bars he threw there, lifeless. Nothing.
You have animosity against Mac Jones.
I'm gonna give it to
You have animosity against
I'm
Mac
gonna give it to Bill Belichick.
Tell Mac Jones that cigar that he be smoking, bite it.
I'm gonna give it to Bill Belichick.
I agree with you.
You as a defensive coordinator.
He got out coach. He did get out coach, yeah.
You got outcoached.
You already played this team twice.
Exactly.
Yeah, he got out coach
and outplayed. So,
but I'm definitely giving it to Mac Jones before that kind of cockiness he had. They put him in the place in the playoffs. They put him in the place because he was a little too cocky. All right. Who's your game ball going to in the AFC?
In the NFC?
NFC, sorry.
I'm giving it to the Rams.
I don't want to go and give it to the whole team. I'm going to look for somebody.
I'm going to give it to the Rams.
I give it to my 49ers. I give it to my 49ers for shutting up the Dallas Cowboys. For going in there. Who I picked? All the people in pick, all the analysts. Dallas.
Yeah, but the analysts do it. The analysts ain't got no sense.
They didn't pay for a job.
Yeah, they get paid for a job. A lot of them ain't got no sense. Other than Stephen A. Stephen A. Shannon Sharp knew who Dallas Cowboys are. The rest of them just do it. and
a lot of
Alavsky. The rest
a
of them
lot
don't.
a lot of them knew who Dallas was, but a lot of them were still living on this dream because Dallas hasn't done anything all season that makes anybody say, wow. You know what I'm saying? The stats of that game alone showed you that Dallas ain't for, and then they're sitting there talking about nothing gonna change. They're gonna be the same predicament it was this year, next year. You gonna change nothing? Okay. When you play elite teams, you can't win. I give it to San Fran game ball, NFC.
I'm giving my game ball to the big bad goat,
Tom Brady.
Huh?
Thomas.
Yeah.
Just for the fact that I ain't taking away nothing from the Eagles, but he made with not having all of the weapons and just Mike Evans, he still made the game look easy.
Mm-hmm.
He made the game look easy. I don't care that we can say that Philly was one of the lower teams and this and that. When you're in the playoffs, you're in the playoffs. No excuses.
Exactly.
He made the game look very, very easy, considering he had to deal with Keyshawn Vaughn, Scott and Miller, Johnson, those fellas. He still made the game look very efficient and very easy. His game plan was let's let's take what the
What the
defense gives
Eagles
us,
give us.
and
Yep.
he did it. Like I said, the first 12 throws he made, nothing was over 10 yards. He
Mm-hmm.
carved it up, he carved. So I have to give him the game ball. So well done to Tom Brady. Now with that, who's the trash bags of the NFC?
Kyler Murray.
You know who my trash bag is? The Eagles defensive coordinator. That's
And
my
my
trash bag.
and my trash bag goes straight to the Dallas Cowboys. Especially the last play of the Dallas Cowboys season.
So you give it to McCarthy.
I don't want to give it to Dak. It's not, yeah, I give
Is
it
that
to,
fault? Is that fault? You know?
no, the play was Dak's fault. The play call, like remember me, you were talking shit. I didn't have a problem with the play call, but remember I told you where he should have
The
slid.
slide
Sure,
ball,
slide
yeah.
all out.
You know,
Yeah.
slide with 5 seconds left and think you're gonna get you can
Exactly.
spike it.
Exactly.
You had a slide
Slide all out.
5 yards back. At least you have more time. So I had no problem with the play call. I had a problem with the execution of the play.
So then Dak
But
has to get trash back.
I'm giving my trash bag. No, you see, I could give him the trash bag just for that play.
Yeah.
But the overall trash bag, again, it to Mike McCarthy again.
Mhm.
Poor game plan to the 49ers. Poor. So I'm giving it to Mike McCarthy.
Here. All right. So Saturday, my stomach will be in knots, but we'll be here. Well, you guys will be here. I'll pop in, and then I pop in right back out.
Yeah, me and Jizzle will be here. We'll go through the first game that happened, Jizzle, and then a little preview of the Sunday games. And if Shane comes on, we'll wish him good luck.
Mhm.
Well, he's here for the short time, but yeah, it'll be a short show unless Matt Rule get fired towards the night, and then we'll talk about Matt Rule all night. We'll talk about Matt Rule all night. Matter of fact, KG, we could keep the show going because a lot of stuff going on with our team this week that we could talk about too.
Jonathan gets fired. We have no show Thursday night.
No, Saturday. You save it for Saturday. Me and KG gotta have some stuff. I got some stuff to talk about the Panthers while going on. I don't know, so we could talk about that, KG.
Me too. Because it's been very interesting in Philadelphia, boy.
So we'll keep the show running for that time.
We might see a different
Talk about
quarterback.
the Eagles and Panthers. Yeah, we could talk some stuff, and that was Shane watches his Packers versus Niners.
You can bet that. All right, then. We'll see you guys on Saturday.
All right?
Definitely.
Go Niners. Bang, bang.
Go Niners.
Go Niners.
All right. Peace out.
Yeah.